With the partnership between Adidas and Yeezy finally coming to a close, there's sort of a grey area or void left in Adidas, especially for the product that Kanye used to drop. Those very sort of interesting designs such as the Yeezy Slide or the Yeezy Foam Runner and a bunch of other silhouettes, of course. Now, well, my question really was to Adidas, does that mean you're going to stop innovating in those sort of similar designs? Are you going to push yourself away from those Yeezy type aesthetics and move into your own thing? Or are you going to adapt very similar designs and sort of put your unique twist on it? Well, I think this shoe right here sort of answers that question. You look at it right now, tell me that doesn't look like a Yeezy Foam Runner, because when I look at that, that's exactly what I see, and honestly, I don't think it's a problem. And particularly with this shoe, sneaker, clog, whatever you like to call it, this is pretty great. This is pretty great. I'm sorry to spoil the video, but you're gonna like this one. Let's get into the video. Now, first off, I just want to get into my favorite feature and personally my favorite aspect about this design, and well, that has to be comfort, because honestly, in terms of comfort, it's incredible. And personally, the threshold for what I will deem as comfortable now has definitely increased over time, especially as I've reviewed more sneakers and clog silhouettes. But this one flies over the bar with flying colors. It's honestly ridiculously comfortable on feet, and you will have no problems wearing this pair all day long. Honestly, at the end of the day, you won't want to take them off. They're that comfortable. Now, well, that's in big terms because of the foam used throughout. Now, personally, I feel like there might be a 2-layer type of foam used here because it is very cushioned whilst you walk on it. However, the foam outside, it feels quite durable to the touch. It has got a little bit of a give there, as you can see. However, it definitely feels like it can take a lot of bumps, a lot of scratches, and you're going to be fine wearing this pair. Now, of course, I also sort of compared it to the Yeezy Foam Runner, and one of the big differences I like of this pair is you feel very locked in. And of course, that is due to 2 reasons. Now, one being the sock liner, which we will get into, but 2 being that outsole right there. And that's because, well, it has a bigger traction pad than the Yeezy Foam Runner, which means you definitely feel a lot more locked in whilst walking in this pair. You're definitely not going to slip around, and honestly, it just gives you the traction of a sneaker type silhouette. Now, of course, I don't know if you would really call this a sneaker or a clog. I would say it's somewhere in between, which is really interesting. But getting into a few other aspects other than the comfort, well, let's touch on one more aspect about the comfort actually, and that is the sock liner, because that plays a big part in the comfort. And that is because, well, typically whilst you're wearing like a foam runner, you're wearing a pair of socks with it, and whilst that definitely adds to the comfort, here you're basically wearing 2 pairs of socks because, well, you're going to slip your foot in here with a pair of socks on, and the comfort is just incredible. And well, I love that it locks you in for one, but I'm just saying, I can't say it enough. The comfort on this pair is incredible. And if I was going to rate it out of 10, it would be a 10 out of 10. No debate there. It is extremely comfortable. And it was just such a big surprise how much I really like this silhouette. But getting back into it, I do want to mention that, yes, it has laces, but the laces are just sort of there for aesthetic reasons only. It really doesn't have any purpose, and honestly, I don't feel like you're going to get locked in a little bit more if you tighten them to the max because, well, this sock liner is stitched in. And that was one of my main questions once I picked it up, because I was looking at it online. I couldn't really determine if you can pull out the sock liner, but guys, it is like really tightly sewed right in there. So you're not going to be able to get that out. If you were thinking about that originally, and that was a deal breaker, I guess you could say, that sock liner is not coming out. And since we're on the topic of comfort, getting into the actual sizing, as sizing typically can play a big part in it, I would recommend going true to size on this pair. I'm definitely happy to say that, as some Adidas pairs can run a little bit big, a little bit small. It's always very confusing, especially when it comes to Adidas, as I feel like there's a lot of discrepancies there in terms of sizing, but I am happy to say that it does fit true to size. I am typically a size US 12 in both Nike, Jordan, and for the most part, Adidas as well, and that's what I picked up in this silhouette, and it fits perfectly like a glove. I wouldn't recommend going up or down whatsoever. Quickly just touching on the ends of the comfort sort of aspect here, that foam used throughout, whilst it is very comfortable, it is very durable as well, and I want you guys to know that, because some foam silhouettes, once they take a bit of a beating, they get hit, they get knackered, you can definitely sort of tell, and you get those scrapes, you get those little bit of chunks of foam falling throughout the silhouette. However, with this one, it's going to be durable. I can definitely tell that you're not going to have a big problem with that in terms of durability. And now also getting into durability, I want to just mention that this knit used throughout, whilst again very comfortable, it is very cushioned and locked in. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a light knit. It definitely feels like its own sort of heavy knitted sock throughout, which for one, yes, you're going to be locked in, but for two, it's also not going to rip or fray over time. I feel like this is a silhouette that can last you quite a long time. But now just getting into my overall thoughts on this silhouette here, man, I love this pair. And honestly, looking at it online, I did think it looked a little bit botched. I didn't think it was going to look that nice on feet, especially because I'm so accustomed to wearing my Yeezy foam runner. It just felt like it wasn't going to be as sleek or as sexy, I guess you could say. However, it's definitely grown on me. It's very interesting, and of course, I feel like comfort was a reason that sort of drew me over the line to be like, man, I really like this silhouette. However, wearing it with some sweatpants, I think it just looks fantastic. And one of the main things that drew me away from this silhouette, at first at least, was how sort of bulky it is compared to a Yeezy foam runner. But I actually think over time, that's sort of one of the reasons that I like this silhouette a lot more. And that's just because it's a little bit different of like a foam runner type silhouette. And I just like what Adidas is doing, especially with this model. And I'd like for them to continue innovating in the future and bring out very sort of similar or different type models compared to the Yeezy counterparts, I guess you could say. And I think if Adidas is going to use their own designs, this is one big step in the right direction. And yeah, personally, I just love the pair. I'll definitely be keeping this one. This was another one, guys. I know I say it in a few videos where I'm just picking it up for you guys just to review, and then I'm going to send it back. And this is another one I'm adding to my collection. I financially cannot afford to like my silhouettes anymore. If anything, I should be giving bad reviews so I can be like, okay, I'm sending that one back. I'll get a refund so I can survive. But yeah, unfortunately, apparently I just like a lot of the products I pick up lately, which is, it's great to add another silhouette to my wardrobe. However, the bank account, it's definitely suffering. It's definitely taking a little bit of a beating. So guys, if you want to support me, if you want to show some love, especially for all the work and, well, money I guess I invest into these videos, dropping a like down below is a big way to show that sort of support. And it definitely motivates me to want to continue making videos for you guys. I know it's just a quick button click for you guys, but honestly, it means a lot more for me. And I really do pay attention to all the likes and then comments that you guys leave. Now, if you want to see more content from me, I know this was a short video and I'm ending it now, but I don't think there's really much more I can really talk on this silhouette other than the fact that I really love it. I love it. It looks sick. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, if you want to see more content from me, Zach, in the future, and we have a lot of exciting videos on the way, so you guys want to stick around. So if you guys want to stick around, feel free to subscribe down below. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. I need the subscribers. I can sort of smell my feet in this position. Okay, I'm going now. Did you subscribe? Good, I hope so. See ya.